Hello all of you, welcome to another video of Sustainable Saturdays. Friends, I remember I had shared with you how I wish to connect with the process of germination and how I was turning to growing local and seasonal plants and vegetables. But you know what, when I turn to connecting to the process of germination, growing microgreens was the first step to do, and it was the easiest step to do, and there are many reasons behind it. Microgreens is considered as a first gardening project for beginners. They are considered as easiest thing to grow for, especially for population living in urban areas who depend on container gardening or container farming. Microgreens require very small space, very small containers. They can be grown with or without soil as well. Even their harvest time is quite small, 7 to 15 days. So you can witness the whole process from sowing till harvesting within a small span of time, and you can really connect with the process. Plus, they are healthy to eat. So, this is such a win win situation. But as I got involved in the process, I realized that there is just so much more to learn. Learning from what plants can be grown as microgreens and what are not, what cannot be grown as microgreens, what really is the harvest period for particular kind of microgreen, and what precautions should be taken during this process, what problems one can encounter, how to troubleshoot these problems, and lastly, as we learn how to grow and harvest them, the next question is how to eat them. And are they really nutritious? How? So, last time I had made a video about grow with me local and seasonal vegetables, but at that time only I had decided that I should start a series about microgreens, and in that series each day I should explain about one variety of microgreen, right from its sowing till its harvesting, and how to eat it, and what precautions should be taken throughout this circle. So today it is a coincidence that today is Ghatasthapana, the first day of Navratri, and it is a custom that people sow wheat grains today, and they use that harvest by end of Navratri on Dasra. So I thought, why not to start my microgreens series with growing wheat grass. So let's get into it. So what is wheatgrass? This wheatgrass is the young grass of wheat plant. It has bright green color and dry and thick texture. It has high content of chlorophyll, vitamins, minerals, proteins, and enzymes, antioxidants, and phytonutrients. So it is considered as superfood and a healthy food choice. So now let's get into how to grow wheatgrass. Wheatgrass can be quite easily grown from any kind of wheat grains. The first thing to do is measure how much you are taking, how much grains you are taking, and wash them before sowing them. Measuring them helps to understand how much harvest we can have. So initially I used to sow 1 or 2 tablespoons of grains, and I can advise you to start with that. But it can provide wheatgrass juice for one individual. So if you wish to grow wheatgrass for a family, maybe you should sow more, like 4 tablespoons or more. And washing them thoroughly is advised to remove any pesticides or chemicals if there are any present on the grains. The next step after washing them is to soak them in water, though it is not completely necessary, but it is said that it helps in quickening the germination process for the plant. So you can soak them in water for overnight. Some people also recommend adding turmeric powder into water, but I am not aware of its impacts. In my personal experience, I have sown them without soaking them as well, and it it hardly had any impact on the wheat grass. It may have delayed the germination process by few days, but that's it. So you can sow them directly as well. And if you are soaking, at the end of soaking you may see some sprouts coming to some grains, and some grains may still not have sprouted, but it's okay, you can sow all of them. Wheatgrass can be grown with or without soil. However, it is important that the medium we are using for growing them should not have any pesticides or any chemicals within it, or even any harmful bacteria should not be present for our own good health. Even the containers that we use for growing these microgreens should be clean and sterile. I have not drilled any holes to it, but if you drill the holes, then it is advised to put a newspaper on it so that the roots of the wheat grass do not go through the holes. And I am using this nursery bought soil. If you go by the books, you should be pasteurizing the soil first, which is heating the soil at 180 degree for, I guess, for around 10 to 15 minutes. I have made a blog about it and I have put the details in it. So I'm putting its link in the description box. You can check that as well for the accurate details. So now I am sowing the seeds. You just need to make a small layer of the seeds on the soil. So I am spreading it unevenly. As I had said before, this is around 1 inch or more than 1 inch thick layer of soil. You can have 1 to 3 inch thick layer of the medium. And when you sow, just make sure you do not pile up the grains one over other. That is the trick. And rather than burying them, just put a small layer of soil, a thin layer of soil over it, and you can press them a little bit. So this is the final product. This is how it looks. I have covered it with soil of thickness of around 1 centimeter, and then I will show you as it grows and when I cut it as harvest. Now that we are done with sowing them, the next thing comes is watering them. While watering, few things have to be taken care of. So it is advised to water them with a fine spray. They do not need much water, but the water should be sprayed evenly, and the soil must be moist around every grain of the wheat. But the thing to ensure is there is no water clogging. We have to avoid overwatering the plants, and we should just maintain a moist soil throughout the harvest. So as this process is followed, the harvest time for wheatgrass is considered around 10 days, 10 to 15 days we can say. The wheatgrass should be cut above soil, around 1 inch above soil, when the shoot has split into two leaves. The same wheatgrass can be harvested around 3 times, so it has good amount of nutrients till then. The next question comes after harvesting it is how to consume it. wheatgrass is used to make a plain wheatgrass juice, or it is used in powdered form, dried powder, or its tablets, or it is used in making smoothies or making juice with 3 4 other ingredients as well. I have personally tried consuming plain wheatgrass juice, and its taste was quite different. Then I tried using it in a wheatgrass punch, and that recipe was quite good. So there are such different varieties of mixed wheatgrass juices, and they taste well. So the next thing is, are there any side effects of wheatgrass or wheatgrass juice? How much should we consume? Are there any ill effects if we consume it beyond limit? So whatever information I have gathered, the risk factors mentioned are just that some people may have allergy to it, but it doesn't end up in being a serious episode of anything. So small amounts of wheatgrass juice is usually recommended. The other risk factor is the soil or the growing medium may catch molds, fungus on it, or the wheatgrass that you have grown may catch any fungus, any molds on it, or if you are not consuming it right after cutting it and you are storing it somewhere, you just need to make sure that it doesn't get in contact with sources of contamination that are mentioned in my blog, or it doesn't catch any mold or fungus. And if it does catch any fungus, then it is recommended to not use that wheatgrass, not to consume that wheatgrass. So these are the few things that need to be taken care of, and then you are good to go. So that's about it. That's about today's video. Let me know how do you like it. If you do feel like supporting my channel, do like, share and subscribe, and share the video with more people so that they can subscribe as well. Thank you so much.